Welcome back, fellow gamers. I wanted to go over Fortune and Glory, the Cliffhanger Game. It's made by Flying Frog Productions, and the goal of this video here is to give you an idea whether this is worth your investment based solely on a components piece. Now, as you can see, my board is a bit, or my box is a bit weathered. I've actually had this game since launch. It's a fairly big box, so it's hard to store. It's very heavy. At the time, I think it was retailing for like $130, $140 Canadian. So it definitely is a big monetary investment for a board game, which I think it's important to highlight, you know, just the pieces and everything that you get with it, and if I think it's worth your money just based on that. Now, obviously, you can see it's kind of like an Indiana Jones themed game. They do say it's an adventure game, but like, it's exploration. It's got Nazis. It's even got a boat that looks exactly like the one that appeared in one of the Indiana Jones movies. So let's open it and take out the pieces. So here you have the rule book, you know, fairly standard. And the book itself, you know, stood the test of time. Still looks pretty good. Made from pretty good paper. Quick start rules, if you're just getting into the game, it's always a good idea to look through their quick start guides. They make it fairly simple. And here is the game board. So the game board is actually, it's good. It's got some, I don't even know, is this even appear? Yeah, so it's so big I can't even get all of it on camera. Now, we've played quite a few games on this, and it looks almost brand new. The only thing I would say is a lot of the times people try to fold it when they're putting the game away, and they put it the wrong way, and sometimes they try to force this down. That's going to break your board game. So I would probably say if you are going to be the one that's going to be storing this game, make sure you don't let other people touch it, because they will bend the board and break it. But all in all, it's a pretty good quality board. Reminds me of older board games, the way they made them sturdy. Now, as you can see, there's a huge insert here, and it takes up a lot of real estate. So if you were to take out that insert, you would actually have, and I don't know why this is here. I have this thing where I keep these. I don't know why. But you lose a lot of real estate from this insert. The insert, it's kind of a double-edged sword because it does allow you to store all your stuff neatly. And as you can see, there is a lot of stuff. So these are all cards, right? There's a lot of cards. We'll get through all that in a second. I'm going to take everything out of the board game insert, and then from there, we're going to deep dive into the pieces. Okay, so now we're all set up for just the components review. So as you can imagine, there are a lot of pieces in this game. I didn't even take out like most of the redundant pieces. So like I still have a bag full of henchmen. I still have a bag here full of coins. So there are a lot of stuff. Now the box actually on the cover boasts that it says over 165 plastic pieces. They're not lying. There is a lot of pieces in this game. And while that's great, it does mean that it is a long setup time. This is probably one of the games I own that takes the longest setup time. And a lot of it has to do with, you know, sorting these decks out. There are a lot of decks. So you do need a lot of table space to play this game. It's actually crazy. I used to, when I was living in my parents' place and we used to get a few friends over, we would play on our large, you know, dining room table that would seat 7 people, and we would sometimes run out of room. So if you're planning on playing like a table this size, like a coffee table, forget about it. It's not gonna happen. So you do need to realize you need a large play space in order to play this game, whether that's the floor or you happen to have a really large table. First thing I wanna highlight is this CD. So it's still in plastic. I've never taken it out. This is pretty much a standard in Flying Frog Productions games, where they just include a soundtrack. It's supposed to help with the ambient sound of the game. To be honest, I've never once open up these CDs. I would like them to instead get rid of these CDs and lower the price point of the box by however amount of money they factor into the price of the cost for a box or a game that's like this. Great idea, but why not, you know, make this as an option to get on iTunes or something if you want it and you just charge the extra. Now, the large actual, like, I don't know what you call these. I mean, they're villain organization sheets, but like these are the hero character sheets. So let's just say, you know, cardboard sheets. So they are thick cardboard. Now that actually hurt my nail. These are the character sheets, and again, they're made of the exact same cardstock, so they are fairly thick, but they're rigid, so you don't want to be bending these because they will just end up cracking and creasing. There's no reason for you to want to bend them. They aren't protected on the side, so they will get water damage if you spill a drink on them, so I would be careful of that. But essentially, they're really solid. They feel good. You could throw them around. Nothing really to worry about here in terms of the quality of this. This is pretty good quality. Now, the cards themselves they're not bad, but don't think you can bend them or whatnot. Vanessa Love. That's the thing I like about Flying Frog games, is that they have their own unique charm to it. They get, you know, photographs of people and then stylize them to the actual game itself. I always think it's really cool. Tressa. They have a bit of gloss to them, as you can see. So they theoretically should work if anything's spilt on the front, but I do feel you'll get water damage if it's spilt on the side. I've actually played with these unsleeved and they look fairly new, so I don't think sleeving is necessary unless you have somebody that happens to be messy. But all the cards here are the exact same cardstock. So that's pretty good. Now let's go on to the coins. So you got your blue coins, you got your gold coins, and one's fortune, the other's glory. Won't get into the game mechanics, but they are fairly good. They don't bend. They're good quality plastic. There's not much more for me to say. Now the figures are kind of like a soft plastic, but it's weird because they're still rigid, but they feel soft to the touch. So here you've got the Zeppelin, pretty cool. You've got some of the mob bosses. So those are the main villains, and then here these are the heroes. The quality is still the same for the heroes. I mean, I guess you could paint them. I don't know if this is the type of plastic that paint would adhere to. I've never thought of, again, I'm not good at painting, so I'd never try. Well, let's look at the henchmen. So these are, you have Nazis and you have mobsters. So they're pretty, again, straightforward. And the game does come with a fair amount of dice. I left a few there, but you won't be short of dice. So that's always nice. It sucks when you get a game and you have to scrounge for extra dice. Here they provide you with ample amount of dice. Your wound tokens are fairly standard. Are they the exact same size as the other wood? I keep calling them wood, it's cardboard. So yeah, they look to be about the same size. So they're same size thickness, so again, fairly sturdy, pretty good. So all in all, the game components, you do get a lot for your money. Now, whether everything is necessary is another question. So like there is this, which again, I would like them. You're paying for this as part of the board game. And if you use it, great. I've just never had a use for it. But other than that, the pieces are solid. I've played probably about 30 or 40 sessions of this, and these look really pristine for the amount that we've played them with. So while it is a fairly significant investment, I do feel that you'll get longevity out of the pieces if you play with them regularly. So that's one of the important things in gaming. Now, the game itself is fun. I could do a detailed review of the game mechanics. It is a fairly straightforward game. It just requires an investment in time to set up, to put back together, and you need a large play space. So I hope this was helpful to you, and thanks for watching. Now, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. If you'd like to see more, click on one of the two videos that are there, or click on show more in the description below to see when and what we upload, as well as when we stream. And if you need an update on what exactly we're going to be streaming that week, don't be shy to hit us up in the comments or reach out to us on Twitter. We'll be more than happy to chat. Until next time, good gaming.